Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I'd like to read just a little bit in opening. This is the, what is it, November the 23rd or 22nd? Yes, the 22nd. That's right, we were just talking about this, what's the name today? It is terrible they don't talk about Pope Kennedy no more, but this is, like we said, everybody remembers where, I'm going to read just some brief statements from Role of Leadership in Islamic Movement. By the way, Brother Jamal just brought, I gave him that little gadget where you download all, he did a whole, first of all the newsletters are all in a big, thick binder. And they're perfectly done and perfectly printed. You have a table of contents, and each, you have a separator for each year, you know, going on, starting from 95. And that's on the newsletters like this. Now, on the book, he has that in the binder too. First of all, it's got the ayats on the front relating to As-Sabiqun in Arabic. He's got the fist on there. He did it. It's like, it's just, to me, it's wonderful. Now, the one in the book form, he did that too, and it also have footnotes and what have you in the back on each section. That's done very well. He has to do another 100 pages of that though, because some kind of way the printer stopped or something. And he has to do the ayats. I mean, not the ayats, but flyers. So it really, and I was talking about 5 sets. Someone telling me this 3 is fine. 1 set for here, 1 set for Oakland, and 1 set for classes and traveling. See, because as usual, we have our own lightweight printer. So if we have a class, I can take good, fresh, clean copies, and it'll make a fresh, clean copy. Not like this that has an old staple right up there, you know, but a good, fresh, clean copy. And that's what I wanted it for. This is from 97, August of 97. What is leadership? Leadership is a complex phenomenon involving the constant interaction of 3 essential elements: the leader, the followers, and the surrounding situation or context. An effective leader must know something about each and how they interact. Perhaps the most obvious component of any leadership scenario is the leader himself. Many people wonder what separates leaders from others and how to identify leadership potential. One of the most enduring methods has been recognize certain traits that are associated with effective leaders. Traits. They're a natural leader, they're charismatic, they would be a leader whether they trained or not. This is what traits are. You know, they got the trait, the leadership trait. These traits can only be assessed in conjunction with other factors, such as the nature of the followers and the characteristics of the situation. In other words, they must be viewed and judged in accordance with the context and environmental circumstances. So a leader is just not judged by how many people like him, how far they went, how many billions he made, all of that. You have to judge them by the context of which they came into, you see. Okay. Traits alone do not mark quality leadership. However, it is how they are used, the behavior of the individual. Many students of leadership principles and concepts believe that dynamic situations, when we talk about situation, it's called situational leadership, such as wars create dynamic leaders. They may cite how World War II produced such individuals as Winston Churchill, Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, of course, Roosevelt. Historically, it is in the arena of war that many individuals have made their mark as great leaders and strategists, such as Sun Tzu's, that's what they call him. Suizhen, I think is his real name, yeah. His Chinaman name. Alexander the Great, Hannibal, Julius Caesar, Attila the Hun, Khalid ibn Walid, Genghis Khan, Napoleon Bonaparte, Mao Zedong. In times of civil strife, like that of the 60s, change and turmoil has produced towering figures such as Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz and Martin Luther King. I'll go on and read this. While situations can produce great leaders, the best leaders are those who themselves produce dynamic situations. Now, this is the key to what we're talking about. Remember, there's three main things to deal with. The leader, the followers, and the surrounding situation, the context. Most people believe that situations, great wars, great battles, great historical time, produce great leaders, which they do. But for us, the greatest leader is the one that produced environmental circumstances themselves, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It wasn't a situation that made him big. He made the situation and he made everything else to go with it. Therefore, he's big. You see what I mean? Important and everything else. He didn't wait for the environment, for people to be disturbed about religion or other religious conquest. No. So, while dynamic situations can produce great leaders, the best leaders are those who themselves produce dynamic situations. We can see an example of this in the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It skips, so he transformed Arabia into an oasis of Tawheed. His closest companions, Abu Bakr Siddiq, Umar ibn al-Khattab, Uthman, Ali ibn Abi Talib, continued this revolutionary process. Okay, I want to just go on now to the meeting that we went to Sunday. This is a very important meeting. Maybe I'll go backwards and forward a little bit. I'll make you a CD tape with this right here. Yeah, but it's good. Yeah, I don't blame you. Personal notes. Right. Okay. You notice, now I'll go back and forth a little bit between time periods and what have you, but I'll start at, everyone notices that I was very keyed up about us all going. The reason I want us to all go was to look at this process. Okay, we didn't send out all the feelers and everything, and we've been almost anticipating something, because all this period after Eid al-Adha, which was September, right? Okay, everything was shaped and formed, and I mean, I got the speakers, we were ready to go. We didn't got ourselves all situated for going to California and taking care of business, but there was some things that was still needed, very serious. Number one, before I hit the highway, the brothers called and reminded me about the UN, the president. The UN, that's always around the 25th of September, 20th. This was the 20th. So I said, well, I might as well wait. When I went to that meeting, I looked at the lineup. The first thing that I realized was that was set up for me, specifically. The whole, who they invited, who they disinvited, you know, like I looked at the last few years in historical, they had this arranged. This was arranged. I don't know if I've mentioned that by now I could tell when we're in an arranged meeting, whether, but you may not know exactly the reasons for the arrangement. You know what I mean? What the scheme is going to be, what ball they're going to throw on the table, how the dice going to roll. But you know, you look at the lineup, you look at the timing and what have you, you know this meeting is arranged. Okay, so I'm going to skip a little bit to right this period now. So this is my second meeting with this crew. If you notice, when I walked in, there's a guy over here, Pakistani guy. This is Shakil. He's one of the main players in this. And I asked him, oh, are you still in Kansas City? Okay, I'm getting a feel of what's going on already. Number one, he's there waiting for me so he can let them know to get the ball rolling. Okay, if I don't come, they're gonna do a different type of meeting. But they're pretty sure. I made sure that they were certain that I was coming. Because they have no reason to invite me to anything. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever.
So now was the first time that happened like in 07?
That was 07 in December, yes.
That's the first time you met with this kind of...
That was the first time I met the whole crew.
Right.
That meeting was similar to this, except all the people at the other one was big shots. Okay. It wasn't as many people. It was only big shots. And Musa Al-Sadiqi was supposed to show up, and he's okay. 2007, that's the time that Abdul-Malik them is trapped, and they don't know what we're gonna do. They don't know what Abdul-Malik knows he's trapped, so he's the one that helped arrange that whole thing. So when you see who arranges, what the lineup is, it gives you some feeling of who's who and what's what, how much power they have, in order to divert me away from what they thought I was going to do. They thought I was going to blow the whole top off of everything. So they had this meeting, and it was supposed to be at MCA, Muslim Community Association in the San Jose area. Santa Clara, right next to San Jose. But they changed. This is a big show. You can play football in the area, in the gym. This is a big show. They had it over at Saba Center. Saba Center is a Shia joint. All of my friends are there, everything. So they had it changed to there. So when they have it changed to Saba Center, that lets me know that I was wondering about some of my dear friends. So now I know they're all in on this. Okay, why do I know? They invite me and they're offering me the leadership. Because they think, see, they think that you want money, power, girls, something like that. So they offered me the leadership of the whole show, all that show you saw yesterday. We want you, and I'm talking about the big shots that can deliver it. Shakil told me he came from Kansas City that time. That's why the first question I asked, oh, you're still in Kansas City? No, I'm in LA right now, da, 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 da. Okay. So, let's deal with the lineup. Okay. I didn't see Collard Griggs when I walked in, because we walked in looking for a table, so we went over there. But I looked at the lineup. I see the Negroes of the Americas, whatever they call themselves. That's the ones that helped, that brought down the Dar al-Islam movement.
Right.
And one calls himself Jelani. Sheikh Jelani was the one, he might be his son or something like that. You know, and the line that they was bringing to, hey man, now, they're out of place there. They're bringing them there for me, especially. No doubt about it. The next thing, I'm sitting there, we're sitting at the table. Here come Ashraf Nurbani, I think it's his name. You may not remember him. Remember when Al-Amudi came here and he was supposed to speak? And he had a lawyer speak for him?
That's him?
That's him.
You talking about the one sitting next to me?
The one that was sitting next to you, that was sitting next to me talking all the time. He came up to me and wanted to talk.
I got you.
Okay.
He was in my group.
He was in your group,
yeah.
All right. Okay. He came for a special reason. You notice all the time he get huddled up to me and is running something. Okay. He hasn't seen me within a period of time. Maybe it's been, let's say, 10 years or so. What he's talking about is not, he's telling me, yeah, I want to ask you about Iran and Syria and da-da-da-da. And so before though, let me run my spiel so he can give me a good 20-minute spiel. Then I got the idea now. So he's running his spiel, and it's from a sectarian. Why is Iran so sectarian? Why you speak very forcefully about Saudi Arabia, but you don't say anything about Iran? That's not him saying that. That's what happened, and the only one could have told him that was there is Care guy, you know, the old Care fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking about a subject that he's not up to date on with me at all. Okay, so I'm getting a picture now. They got the Negroes of America there. Okay, if you think back to some clippers, I just lit it up a little bit and you didn't see them coming anymore.
Right.
That was to let them know. They used to come around a lot. First of all, remember I told you how 82 Denver gave me the game. In 82, 83 is when they breaking this thing up. I'm familiar with it because we're inviting Imam Jamil out. The Last Poets is coming, it's happening in New York. They giving me detailed, and the number 2 man is the United States government agent that's in tight and tune with the whole show. So, I'm up in Denver. It was this time in Denver in 82 because we was talking about in Denver, last week it was 80 degrees and then the next day it was snowing up. That's what happened to me in November of 81, maybe. Yeah. I was in Denver, giving speeches all over Boulder, you know what I mean? Some of the brothers I got there by going across country, just raising funds. When I got to some cities, I bumped into other groups, Iranian brothers, who had heard about me already. So they just fell in love right away, and they was in every university within 500 miles. So that stopped my trip going all over here and over there. Before I left there, we had established the Masjid. No, we was rolling. One morning, I'm out running this snow too by now. Brother pulled up to me, was in the penitentiary with me. Was at Park Camp. This was just a few months before. Hey, what's going on? And he came to all the Muslim meetings and everything. He's one of the brothers. So automatically, hey man, we're doing a little Islamic work around here, and we hanging out together a little bit, da-da-da-da-da. When I go back to Oakland for a minute, now, I'm bringing him with me around the Iranians and everybody. They hook up the main Iranian, the main one. In Iran now, he's got a big tall building with his name on it. They call it this, so I ain't gonna tell you what his name is. But anyway, right now. So, first thing they did, when I went back to Oakland, they had the Negroes there already to undermine. You can't have an imam from another city, the imam. They smiling while I'm there, but they're trying to cut our throat. But they waking up the Iranians to how real fitna works. Long story short, they kidnapped the main Iranian brother, take him out in the woods, tell him we'll cut your penis off and stick it in your mouth. Keep messing, you know, talking this Shia talk stuff, whatever it was. So first, now, the guy that helped arrange all this was the one, the Negro that was with me. Remember, so this is going to start fitna. So they thought. But we stuck with it, and we worked that out. And it woke up the whole region to what kind of tricks they coming up with. See, if we did like other people, just split up, then that would have worked. But it didn't work. It educated, it woke everybody up. Another one of the persons that was there came to the Masjid to take Shahada. You see the sister on Press TV all the time. She took Shahada, just come in brand new, had automatic writing privileges. She showing up in Crescent. This is like 283. Married an Iranian brother, and he, they say maybe he must have discovered something because he wound up dead, you know, and I remember him very well, good brother. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff be going on. So let me jump back to the point. We got the game on how this stuff is going to run. You know, so like I said, they told the brother, we're going to cut your penis off, da-da-da-da-da. That was the Jelani people, the Negroes. They had a camp out there in Colorado. They had another one in Compton. They had another one up there around. They sent them people around America to try to cut off the whole, that's what they did with the Dar. They broke the back of it, some with Jamil. All of us was friendly with Jamil. The rest, they would come to some of our meetings in California, say 84, 85, 86, just being there. The dummies thought they was intimidating us because they killed one of the Negro imams, like, you know, that acted like I did. They killed him. So I was trying to explain to them that you might as well take that SHIT somewhere else about trying to scare somebody, you know, just being around we're here with a big smile and you know where we're coming from. This will make sense in a little while. So All of that stuff transpired. We're around in 82, we're moving up closer to, finally, when we're active in Oakland, and we get a chance to get all around, and we're now becoming a force. You know, now, you have to understand, this is helping me a lot. I'm helping them, but remember, I'm going to literally every university in the United States, and I'm driving. This is an opportunity for me to learn every city, every masjid, and every movement. Within 3 years, I know every masjid, every movement, every little nook and cranny better than anybody else, because nobody has the time to do that. Or if the speakers go, they'll go fly on an airplane and speak. But they don't drive and have to find the masjid. You know what I mean? If it's one there. They don't get to a town and have to look in the newspaper for a Muslim name. Not the newspaper, the phone book. Remember they had phone books. You look for a Muslim name and you call it, hey, is there a masjid in this town? He might start laughing. Ah, masjid! That's what happened one place. You know. Then they might say, yes, a little one over here, with a little prayer room, and you get the feel. This was a great educational experience for me. Let me get back to 2007. I'm going to skip, because if I keep going, this is a habit of trying to go back and explain every little detail. We'll miss what we're talking about here. Here's what happened. 2007, Abdul-Malik and them was just, they done left the masjid with falling down, and you know, clearly things are coming to a head. Just a year or so ago, I went out there and paid a $50,000 tax bill. You know, I'm looking at the way things are going on. Speaking at all, especially Irvine. The only thing about Irvine is my friend from South Africa, who I had met years before, he immigrated over here for a while. He was the Imam at a big new center in Irvine. Abdul-Malik controlled the student movement. You see Irvine. He was a hero. I think he probably still goes back and forth. The only thing was, the FBI's biggest spot of attack, I don't know if y'all remember, was Irvine. Somebody was giving them good smack dab information. Also, the students were being set up. The Zionists in America was concentrating on them a whole lot. Why? The people had them jumping up and down and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, that don't help nothing, but it get a lot of heat on you. Who was doing that? Dear Abdul-Malik. And he had total control of the situation. They even gave him salary or money, you know, going back and forth. He would go down there at least once a week. Okay. So by 2007, this stuff is coming to an end, and I'll speed up. They didn't know what I was going to do, so they had this USCM, or whatever they call this thing, meeting there, and what do they call it there? USC, that's right, USCMO, that's right. Out there in California. All the big shots in the area are there. Immigrants, all of them. There's not one single Negro there. So they offer me the leadership of, they say, we need you you're the only one that knows how to navigate through this, I call it the minefield of America. I said, well, I decline right now because we're right in the middle of some certain things. I said, plus, you would have to deny me right away because of the stuff we're dealing with. Basically, I told him, frankly, you couldn't handle this stuff right now. And you would have to denounce me right away. I mean, plus it would get in the way of all of what y'all are doing. And so maybe at another time, but for the next few years, I'm gonna be busy. Okay, that was December 2007, I guess 9 years ago, something like that. But anyway, within a few months, Abdul-Malik had put in his resignation, you know, dated April 18th, I think, 2008, and so the reason that they offered me the job is because they wanted to make me a figurehead leader. But by giving me some prestige, you know what I mean, it would distract me from what I was doing. You know what I mean? Because I had hit the button. They knew the button I hit was the whole show. This is now we got it. There's a difference between you got the whole picture clear in your mind, but there's a point in every situation where you hit the button and it all comes up on the screen. Before, it's in a few people's mind, it's on the table, it's in the library, on the bookshelf, it's in your heart, mind, it's in a few of the brothers. Sometimes you hit the button and the camera starts rolling on the wall and it just unfolds everything. Bop, that's what happened then. Okay, I declined then, but I got a better picture of who had what amount of authority and where they all coming from to offer me that position. At that time, mean that I had hit the button. I had hit the button, and I mean, I knew it all along, but that's the time I had started working on that. Basically 2005, I got it to where I wanted. 2002 was when we started working on it. After our program here, I said, okay, that's the way y'all want it. That's the way we'll just take it, never no rush. By 2005, we were coming out with it. Snitches, saboteurs, that's what you look, especially around September 2005. It was starting, what we're doing is lighting a fire on the folks, you know. They think you come out and go holler at everybody, call everybody a bunch of talent. No, sir. So, let's get back to right now. We have some experience.